Rachel knew all too well that moment when your life changes completely. The first time was when she held Lily in her arms, all wrinkled and crying, perfect in her imperfection. The second was when she signed the divorce papers, ending her 8-year marriage to Mark. And the third was when she found the court summons in her mailbox, declaring that her ex-husband was fighting for full custody of their daughter. Standing in her kitchen, the official document trembling in her hands, she felt her world tilting on its axis. Mark had never shown much interest in being a full-time parent. This didn't make sense. Until suddenly it did. Rachel was a practical woman. As a nurse at Memorial Hospital, she dealt with crisis daily. She knew how to compartmentalize, how to function when emotions threatened to overwhelm. But this was different. This was Lily. Sweet, bookish Lily with her unruly curls and gap-toothed smile. Lily, who collected rocks and knew the names of every constellation. Lily, who had adjusted remarkably well to the divorce, maintaining her sunny disposition despite the upheaval. "Mom, can Emma come over tomorrow?" Lily asked, bouncing into the kitchen, oblivious to her mother's distress. Rachel quickly tucked the papers into a drawer. "We'll see, sweetheart. Finish your homework first." That night, after Lily was asleep, Rachel called her sister. "He's doing what?" Jessica's voice rose in disbelief. "Filing for full custody," Rachel repeated, the words still feeling foreign on her tongue. "Out of nowhere." "But he barely takes her for his weekends now," Jessica said. "Remember Lily's birthday? He was 2 hours late." Rachel sighed, running her fingers through her hair. "I know. It doesn't make sense. Unless—" Jessica paused. "Has he been paying child support regularly?" A cold realization washed over Rachel. Mark had stopped payments 3 months ago, citing temporary financial difficulties. She'd been patient, understanding. Too understanding, perhaps. "He hasn't," she admitted. "I hate to say it, but this might be about money, not Lily." Rachel wanted to dismiss the idea, but a part of her knew her sister might be right. Mark had always been calculating when it came to finances. During their marriage, he tracked every expense in meticulous spreadsheets. After the divorce, he'd negotiated aggressively on the child support amount, despite earning significantly more than she did. 2 days later, her suspicion was confirmed by an unexpected source. Brenda, a friend who worked at the same tech company as Mark, called her. "I overheard something at work," Brenda said hesitantly. "Mark was talking to Jim from accounting. He said if he got full custody, he'd finally be off the hook financially. His words, not mine." Rachel gripped the phone tighter. "He said that? You're sure?" "Positive. And Rachel, there's more. He got that promotion he was going for, the one with the big salary bump." That night, Rachel couldn't sleep. She tossed and turned, anger and fear battling inside her. By morning, determination had won out. She called a lawyer. Attorney Sarah Chen was a petite woman with fierce eyes and a reputation for being a formidable opponent in family court. She listened intently as Rachel explained the situation, occasionally jotting notes. "Documentation is key," Sarah said when Rachel finished. "We need to establish a pattern of his true level of involvement versus what he's claiming." For the next few weeks, Rachel became methodical. She kept a detailed log of every interaction with Mark. She noted when he was late for pickups, when he returned Lily early from his weekends, when he canceled altogether. She saved text messages where he asked to reschedule his time with Lily due to work or social engagements. Meanwhile, she also gathered evidence of her own parental dedication. Lily's perfect attendance record at school. Medical records showing Rachel at every doctor's appointment. Notes from teachers praising Lily's adjustment and happiness. Most importantly, she found the voicemail Mark had left 3 months ago. "Look, I'm tight on cash right now. If I can just get her full-time, I can stop sending you money every month. Think about it." She'd kept it, thinking he was suggesting a temporary arrangement during his financial crunch, not realizing he was revealing his true motives. "This is gold," Sarah said when Rachel played it for her. "And you said he just got a promotion?" A significant one. Nearly 20% increase, according to Brenda, which he conveniently didn't report for child support adjustment, Sarah said, nodding. We'll file a counter motion, not only to maintain your custody, but to increase support based on his new income. As the court date approached, Rachel worried about the toll this might take on Lily. She'd been careful not to discuss the case in front of her daughter, but children were perceptive. Why does Daddy ask me so many questions now? Lily asked one evening as Rachel braided her hair. What kind of questions, sweetheart? Like if I'm happy here. If I'd like to live with him instead? Lily's voice was small. I told him I like our house and my school. Rachel's hands stilled momentarily. And what did he say? He said I could go to a different school, but I don't want to leave Ms. Patterson's class. Or Emma. Rachel resumed braiding, keeping her voice calm. You know that no matter what, both Daddy and I love you very much. I know, Lily said, then added with childlike perception. But you know what I like and what I need. Daddy still thinks my favorite color is pink. Rachel smiled, despite herself. Lily had gone through a passionate purple phase for almost 2 years now. The morning of the hearing arrived cool and rainy. Rachel dressed carefully in a conservative navy dress, her hair pulled back neatly. Mark would undoubtedly wear one of his expensive suits, playing the part of the successful businessman and devoted father. The courtroom was smaller than she expected, more intimate. Judge Eleanor Watkins, a woman in her 60s with silver-streaked hair and reading glasses perched on her nose, presided. Mark and his attorney arrived last, cutting it close to the start time. He nodded curtly at Rachel, then turned away. She noticed he'd gotten a haircut and was wearing a new tie. The perfect picture of responsibility. His attorney spoke first, painting Mark as a loving father desperate for more time with his beloved daughter. Your Honor, my client has established himself in a larger home in an excellent school district. He has adjusted his work schedule to be more available and has created a nurturing environment where his daughter can thrive. He believes it would be in Lily's best interest to live primarily with him, with liberal visitation for her mother. Mark took the stand next, his performance polished and emotional. He spoke of missing Lily's daily life, of feeling sidelined in important decisions. I just want to be there for every moment, he said, his voice catching, to be the father she deserves. Rachel watched him, remembering how he used to check his phone during Lily's dance recitals, how he'd complained about watching kiddie movies on family nights. When it was Sarah's turn for cross-examination, she was respectful but relentless. Mr. Wallace, you mentioned wanting to be involved in Lily's daily life. Can you tell the court the name of her current teacher? Mark hesitated. Miss Johnson? It's Ms. Patterson, Sarah corrected. And her best friend at school? Another pause. She has several friends. But her best friend, the one she has playdates with nearly every week? I believe it's Sophia? It's Emma, Sarah said calmly. Now, Mr. Wallace, in the past year, how many of Lily's doctor appointments have you attended? The questioning continued, revealing how little Mark knew about Lily's daily life and routines. Then Sarah moved to the financial aspects. Mr. Wallace, is it true that you received a significant promotion 3 months ago? Mark shifted in his seat. Yes. And did you report this income change for child support adjustment as required by your divorce decree? I was planning to. Sarah played the voicemail then, Mark's voice filling the courtroom. If I can just get her full-time, I can stop sending you money every month. The judge's expression remained neutral, but Rachel noticed her making notes. When it was Rachel's turn to testify, she spoke honestly about their co-parenting relationship, how she had always facilitated Mark's time with Lily, how she had been patient about the missed support payments, how she had never spoken negatively about him to their daughter. I believe Lily needs both of us, she concluded. But stability is crucial for her. She's thriving in her current environment, with her school, her friends, her routine. Uprooting her for financial reasons would not be in her best interest. After both sides presented their cases, Judge Watkins removed her glasses and addressed the court. "Mr. Wallace," she began, her tone measured, "I have presided over many custody cases in my career. I have seen parents who genuinely believe their child would be better off in their full-time care. Parents who have demonstrated through consistent actions their commitment to being present in their child's life." She paused, looking directly at Mark. "What I see here is different. I see a pattern of minimal involvement suddenly shifting when financial obligations became inconvenient. I see someone who cannot name his daughter's teacher or best friend, yet claims to want to manage her daily life." Mark's attorney started to object, but the judge held up her hand. "The court is not fooled by 11th-hour transformations into the devoted parent. Custody is about a child's well-being, not a parent's wallet." Rachel felt tears of relief forming, but blinked them back. "Therefore," Judge Watkins continued, "I am denying the petition for modification of custody. Primary physical custody will remain with Ms. Wallace. Furthermore, based on the undisclosed income increase, I am adjusting the child support upward by 20%, retroactive to the date of Mr. Wallace's promotion. Additionally, all missed payments must be paid within 30 days. Mark's face flushed with anger. He whispered furiously to his attorney, who shook his head in response. Outside the courtroom, Rachel thanked Sarah profusely. The attorney smiled. "Just doing my job. And honestly, cases like this where justice actually prevails are why I went to law school." As Rachel drove home, she felt a weight lifting. She hadn't realized how heavily the fear of losing Lily had been pressing on her until it was gone. She picked her daughter up from her sister's house, hugging her extra tight. "Everything okay, Mom?" Lily asked. "Everything's perfect, sweetheart," Rachel replied. "How about we stop for ice cream?" Over the next few months, things slowly settled into a new pattern. Mark, stung by his defeat in court, was initially difficult during exchanges. But gradually, perhaps realizing how close he'd come to damaging his relationship with his daughter permanently, he began to make more of an effort. He started showing up consistently for his weekends. He attended Lily's spring concert without checking his phone once. When she caught a bad cold, he called to check on her every day. Rachel was cautiously optimistic. Perhaps the court experience had been a wake-up call. Maybe Mark was finally understanding that being a father wasn't about financial equations, but about genuine presence. 6 months after the hearing, Mark asked to meet Rachel for coffee. She agreed, curious but wary. "I wanted to apologize," he said after they'd sat down, surprising her. "What I did, it wasn't right." Rachel studied him, looking for signs of manipulation or hidden agenda. She found none. "No, it wasn't," she agreed simply. "I've been seeing someone," he continued, "a therapist. She's helping me understand some things about myself, about why I'm so—" He searched for the word transactional about relationships. Rachel nodded, remembering how even during their marriage, affection had often seemed like a commodity to Mark, something to be earned or withheld based on invisible calculations. "I just want to be a good dad to Lily," he said. "A real one, not whatever I was trying to be before." "That's all I've ever wanted," Rachel replied honestly. As she left the coffee shop, Rachel felt a sense of cautious hope. People could change. She'd seen it countless times in her work as a nurse. Crisis sometimes served as the catalyst needed for genuine transformation. 1 year after the custody battle, Rachel sat on a bench at the park, watching Lily and Mark fly a kite together. Their daughter's laughter carried on the breeze as the colorful diamond soared higher. Mark was still Mark, sometimes frustrating, still overly concerned with appearances and achievement. But he was showing up consistently now. He knew Lily's favorite books, her friends' names, her current obsessions. He'd even volunteered at her school's science fair. Rachel smiled to herself. Sometimes justice looked like a courtroom victory. But sometimes it looked like this: a father and daughter flying a kite, both learning that some bonds couldn't be reduced to dollars and cents. Lily ran over, cheeks flushed with excitement. "Mom, did you see how high it went?" I did, Rachel said, hugging her. It was amazing. Over Lily's head, she caught Mark's eye. He nodded at her, a gesture of acknowledgement and perhaps gratitude. Rachel nodded back. They would never be friends, she and Mark. Too much history, too many scars. But they could be parents together. They could put Lily first. And that, Rachel thought as she watched her daughter run back to continue their kite adventure, was its own kind of victory.